Jessica Azzarello is the president of Attic Queen, LLC. Jessica's a resident of Florida. We've got great regional diversity on this panel, by the way, which we love to see. Owns a company in the Tampa area. She's a BPI certified professional, has been in the industry for a total of 4 years. She was recruited by an insulation company and worked there for a year, and then was fired for going to an insulation training. I'm excited to hear about that. And that training changed her life. 4 months later, Attic Queen was created, and actually this Monday, let's get a round of applause, Attic Queen turned 3. And Jessica's passion for the industry has grown tremendously since Attic Queen was founded. Her obsession to help families live in a healthier environment, be more comfortable, save money, while saving the planet is what gets her out of bed every day. And she's got great examples of her work, working alongside us in BPA, to be a really, really strong advocate, a champion of our industry, and connect with Congress to help pass these rebate programs. So I'm really excited to introduce Jessica. Please join me in giving a round of applause for Jessica.
So as you know, thank you for the introduction, but I am Jessica, but I identify as the Attic Queen. So I never thought in a million years I would ever be in a room here, and a lot of it is thanks to the man sitting in the second row, all the way to the right, is Ken Allison. So I was in a previous life for 16 years, I did residential lending, I was as high as vice president in the banking industry, and I opened up call centers, I managed many people, I sold, and I did well with it. And unfortunately, through life, I ended up falling out of loving it, and I didn't realize it. And unfortunately, people wake up every day and they go through the motions of their life. And it's, hey, I work for this company, this is what we gotta do, we're here Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, we clock in, we clock out. But a lot of people really never develop and figure out, is this truly what they want to do? They just go along with it, right? So I ended up going through a major life transformation, and I met a life coach within 3 weeks of meeting him. I quit my career, I ended up broken homeless, and nobody knew it. I was 1,000 miles away from home, and before I had left for an opportunity that went very wrong, I met the owner of an insulation company, and at that time, I had just left the corporate world, and he wanted me to work for him, and I said, unfortunately, I just took the handcuffs off after working in corporate, and it just, I can't do it. So long story short, 6 months goes by, I'm 1,000 miles from home, broken homeless. He calls me, how's everything going? Hey, everything kind of took a turn for the worse, but I'll be fine. He said, look, I just opened up, at this point, he was a year in business, and he never, he was growing very quickly and needed help. He's like, this is a great opportunity for you. Give it a try, come back here. If you don't like it, at least you're back in Florida. So I ended up jumping in the car 8 hours later and showing up. I didn't tell anybody, and I started on that Monday in an insulation industry. So I basically was afraid at first. He wanted me to do sales because that's what I've been used to doing, and he said it's a straight commission job, which I wasn't afraid of, but if you go through a ceiling, I'll pay for the first one, but everyone after that, you gotta pay $250 to fix drywall. So I arrived to the conference on Tuesday morning, and upon arrival, I knocked over the lanyards and the entire table of the clean fiber bottles. So when I have a new owner telling me, hey, look, if you break any drywall, you're gonna pay for it. So I am very clumsy, so I said, let me work in the office. So I started working in the office, and I would listen to him as he was selling. And again, he was a very small business. It was him, and he had maybe 2 other installers, but he essentially did everything. So I ended up, things could go wrong on the job site. I had a clean driver's license. Whatever you need, sir, whatever you need, sir, I'll get it done. So I started getting more responsibility, guys leaving things. Hey, I'll pay you extra money, go do this. Hey, somebody called out, could you go fill the hopper? Hey, go to the dump, we need you to go take these massive 4x6 truck, bags and go to the dump. So I did all of that. COVID hit, we got super busy, came into a team lead. So for a year, I basically kind of learned by figuring it out. He was a businessman, he wasn't a building science man. So I wanted more, and I was told to go to YouTube to get training, to learn about this stuff. And I don't know, anybody, I'm sure you guys have been in attics, a bunch of you in this room, there's really not much YouTube training about attics and really what to look for. So I ended up stumbling across a training by IDI, and it was in Jacksonville. So I was like, oh, it's about a 4-hour ride. So I ended up calling, and actually Ken Allison himself answered the phone. I was asking questions, and long story short, I got permission to go to the training, and then 2 days before he fired me. And that training changed my life. I had never even heard of the 2 words building science before. I had never realized that people were living in their house sick, and we solved that problem. And there was a lot of steps that was getting skipped. So again, this is a businessman that's starting a home performance company. I'm gonna say home performance in quotes, but there's a lot that goes in it, and we can mess a lot up. So I became uberly obsessed. I don't know how Ken didn't give me a restraining order, but I'm a safe stalker. But really, it was the training that helped me become where I am now. And then he started teaching me about getting BPI certified and BPA. So that's how I got tied in, right? So how I've built my business, I've done pictures and videos on my social media, and that is it. I've essentially used my content. I would go live on video and on estimates and figure out what was going on. And if I didn't know, I'd call Ken. But then BPI and BPA started noticing me. They're like, hey, who's this Advocacy chick, right? I'm just waking up every day, and I'm just making people healthy and saving them money and saving the planet. That's now my purpose in life. I've literally found my purpose. And then they start kind of getting my ear. Hey, there's this money available, right? Then people can go to training, and people can get work done to their home. So they're starting to tell me about this money and about how, help us get it approved. Now, I'm different. So like 95% of the people I meet here, they all have like funding from the government. I have to get, my customers pay me real money, cash money. So I'm like, oh, there's free money? So really one part of the Inflation Reduction Act that they asked me to be part of the advocacy program, it wasn't about the $9 billion that was there for homeowners to get the work done. Yes, I do care about that. There's been that money. There's been certain types of money available for people. But really what drove me to want to be up here and to be part of it, and to, on one of the biggest jobs of my career at that point, leave the job site, leave the attic, to be on a Zoom call with the congresswoman with sweat and my headlamp and my bandana and my disheveled self, I definitely made a priority to go in my truck and to take that call. And it was so we could, in hopes, get funding so people like me that are out there trying to figure out the right way to do it, they can be taught the right way. Because the truth is that there is so much that is going on with people's houses. Like when I have conversations with people, they're like, you're really weird. I'm like, your attic is communicating with your house, you're breathing this in. Healthy, comfortable, save money, save the planet. So that's why I'm here. I have a business, I have great employees that understand the mission, and I try to pour as much as I can into it. But I would love to be able to send a lot of them out to more training. And as a small business, it's not cheap, traveling and paying for training and all of that. So I really love the fact of being an advocate, and when they told me it got passed, I'm like, I make a difference, and having a business, helping people, helping the planet, and also being able to have such a network of amazing people that are on the same mission, doing the same thing. Like, you all need to be wearing capes. I don't know if you guys have custom capes, I do, but if you don't, you should get one because you guys are all the heroes. So take the time that you can. It didn't take a lot of time. Just use your voice, because you just never know. You might be part of something that really does make a difference, and that's, I get goosebumps every time I talk about it, but this is my purpose, and thank you guys all so much, and keep fighting the good fight.